Hello, 7th graders. So today the video will be short again as we're just reviewing your guided reading from 9.3. Hopefully you read this section and filled this out as you went along. Remember, you could either print the PDF off or you can use your own scratch paper to answer those if you don't have access to a printer. That is totally fine. Okay. All right, let's go over these answers. 1, what inventions help settlers carve out and farm the lands on the plains? Okay, things like the plow are going to be important because it's in the Midwest. All right, other equipment that you may have listed, that's all going to be right in the first couple pages of your section. 2, what kind of farm was common in the Midwest until the 1980s? That would be a small family farm, right? Small family farms were super common in this area. That's how most people made their living. However, in 1980, that recession happens where farmers may have borrowed too much money, some farmers. Okay, and they had to sell their farms to those large corporate farms, like business farms, which is what we have a lot of now since 1980. 3, what caused the demand for farm products to decrease in the 1980s? Like we just talked about, there was a recession, which means the economy goes kind of bad, people lose their jobs, they don't have as much money, so they don't have as much need for items like that. 4, what can large agricultural companies afford to buy that most family farmers cannot? They can buy large pieces of land, more animals, more equipment, bigger equipment, whatever the case may be. Okay, they can hire more people just because they have more money. Okay, there's kind of an old saying that goes, in order to make money, you have to have money. Okay, and that's kind of true in this situation. If you want to make more money, you need to have more money to start with. Okay, and those large corporate farms do have more money that way, so they can make more money because they can buy more stuff. Okay. 5, why do corporate farms employ fewer workers? This is because they use a lot more technology, okay? And don't get me wrong, you still have to have some people working, but things like automated milkers, stuff like that most farms have nowadays, okay, those all make it so less people have to work on farms, and especially those corporate farms, those large business farms, that you don't have to have as many people working there because of technology, okay? 6, how is the development of many Midwestern cities tied to farming? Since less people had to farm because of the technology and people were losing their farms, those small family farms, okay, the cities in the Midwest started to grow. Places like St. Louis, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Chicago, okay, all those cities started to grow. Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Minnesota, okay, started to grow because less people had to farm, okay, so therefore they went to the cities to try and get jobs there. 7, in the Twin Cities, what replaced the fertile land that was once used for farming? Okay, in the Twin Cities, obviously it's the cities that are vastly growing. Okay, so things like suburbs and other housing are going to replace that once used farmland. Once businesses buy that land, they can either choose to farm it or they can choose to build things on it if it's suitable, such as housing, suburbs, things like that, and then people buy those houses. That's one way to make money. Okay, so that's a lot of times what happens in that area. All right, if farmland gets bought, sometimes it gets turned into housing. 8, a mixed crop farm is going to be a farm that grows more than one crop. We talked about that in 9.2 with the South. Remember, they got into a lot of trouble because they only grew cotton. Well, then they started to grow other crops on farms as well. That's what a mixed crop farm is. Recession means the economy gets kind of bad. People lose their jobs and don't have as much money. And a corporate farm is a very large farm or group of farms that own a lot of land and a lot of either animals or etc. Okay, it's not a small family farm, but it's very large. If you have questions about anything we talked about today in the guided reading, please make sure you email me. Make sure you're checking Power School in your school email to have all your assignments in. If you do have questions, please contact your teachers, okay? We want to make sure you guys all have your assignments in so you can get good grades and pass this 4th quarter, even though it's really hard, okay? If you need to talk, please do contact me. We'll set up a time to Zoom and talk one-on-one. All right, I hope you're having a good day and you stay healthy. Bye.